We got Markus up next. Markus is, I'm looking for him on the list. So far, self-taught. Chris Radsby, self-taught. Looking for an internship to get into the industry. I want to create props and do texture work. If there's anything you want me to focus on, it would be more on the modeling stuff than the substance designer materials. All right. Let's take a peek. So your substances are pretty interesting looking. I already like them. Like, I look at them and I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, no, he's played with substance a little bit and understood it. At least, wow, these kind of look like miniature, like putting your Warhammer characters on top of kind of material feel to it. Oh, that's weird. Why is that happening? What is that? Thanks, man. Thanks a bunch. No, but really, I have no other way of getting the updates. For some reason, it's not updating. But I heard it, so thank you. MJG, Twitch Prime. There it is. I see it. I see it. Thank you very much. It might be the grain material. Based on a tutorial. Okay. Yeah, so the only other thing I would say is, like we talked about this before, with things that are based on tutorials, usually I would suggest keeping them in a blog. If you're in pro, I would totally put it in the blog. Or take what you learn from that, make your own, and then bam, it's yours. Let's see what this one is. So this one is also, this is a tutorial. Daniel, so this guy is great. He's a great person to be taking lessons from in his tutorials. Take his knowledge and apply it to your own work, and then wabamo, right? Wabamo. This kind of breakup here is very unnatural, I guess, the way it's kind of chipping away. And yeah, I guess you would expect a little bit more like stress and wear around the edges that kind of filter a little bit inward. But you are getting the concept of layering and material separation and how the height maps work. I mean, it's all there. You get it. I see that you get it. I would really like to see your own stuff. Is this one also see, that's the other thing, is now I'm gonna whoop-ammo, you like that? Now I was assuming that this is a tutorial, but this is actually your own, it looks like. I like it. I like it. The area of rest is pretty nice, and there's a lot of detail in the middle here. It's good. So there's a lot of questions about like why, like if I'm learning substance designer, like I need to learn substance designer. It tends to be the tone. I need to learn substance designer because I need to be able to texture my stuff. Or like if I don't use substance designer, like how do I texture my stuff? Well, there's huge libraries, and everyone, and especially including people in the industry, don't care that you download materials to texture your asset with. It would be really good for you to understand how that asset is put together, because you don't want to be like, oh yeah, I use that material, but I don't understand what roughness is, but all the materials have the right roughness, so it doesn't matter. Like you should know that stuff. It's very important that you understand how the maps work. But there's no shame in downloading, buying, or downloading the free materials that are given out by either Substance or the Quixel guys or any of the free texturing websites. That, like, anyone who thinks that that's cheating, it is cheating because it's faster. The entire game industry is designed around how do you get a look that looks really good, but didn't take very long. If you can take some shortcuts to get there, and you're like, oh my gosh, that's genius. How come I didn't? That's game development, is being able to take a shortcut that actually gets you higher fidelity detail at the same quality of detail with less time. Boom. Like that's crazy. like when we're on a little bit of a tangent now, but like when you get into material creation, it used to be just Photoshop, and then when like Quixel's tools came out and like Substance Designer came out, all of a sudden like the minimum bar like went quite a bit up. So like minimum quality is substantially higher because it is just much more approachable. An entire industry wing, if you want to call it that, spawned out of it. You have substance material artists now building pipelines for entire companies. Anywho, tangent over. Let's check out some of these props. Little edge details is a nice breakup. You see the little dings and nicks there. You could probably get away with beveling these just because the shape is so large. I think for me, for my rule, I think 10 centimeters is a bevel. That doesn't sound right. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't even know. I usually just go with 10 cm unless it looks too big. And if the edge is supposed to be beveled even further, then that's not a bevel. That's the shape of the, you know. So detail props, storytelling. Oh man, the barrel with the rope over it to yank it out. Dude, that's dark, man. I like it. Oh, nice. And the wanted poster's like right below it. Oh, there is a bevel. Interesting. And I'm seeing that the rope is insanely high poly. Be careful with that. I guess the rope is actually rope. Interesting. I don't know. The rope is definitely really, really high poly, and I don't know if it needs to be. I don't think it needs to be. I mean, this loop here could just be a tileable material that looks like looped rope. And then this is just a solid shape that follows that tileable. And then you have this. And then that same like loop material could go here. So one thing I would say is when you have a bevel like this and it's really long and straight for quite a while, you could add a few cuts here and there and just shift them around. That helps quite a bit with breaking up that type of stuff. Eight-sided cylinder for the rope. I mean, depending. I think first person, yeah, probably 8. If you can get away with less, do it. Why not? If you can get away with more, sure. Go with what looks good, but not excessive. And then if you need to optimize, those are the things you look at first. 4 could be enough. I say 4 to 5. 8's pretty like, that better be in front of your face in a first-person shooter. Oh, this is a nice detail here with those scratches. They've hung a lot of people. Nice. Doing challenges, that's good. So we'll look at this one and then we'll move on. But definitely your detail work and your understanding of materials looks like it's going up. This was 3 months ago. The implied detail under this material is awesome. Like it feels like there's stuff under there that's pushing back against the material. That is crazy. The sticker doesn't match the radio. Oh, you mean like in a lore standpoint? How you doing, by the way? Sub D Proxy. That's a dope name, man. Oh no, eyelash. Oh jeez. So would you like to explain Sub D? Is it just because like the logo is wrong? The Airborne Ranger first coat is from the Korean War. So that's another thing, like, so I didn't pick up on this, but the thing is when someone, say this was going into a game, someone will catch that, and they'll be like, what the hell? What is this? Right? So understanding, like, the time period of the asset, or understanding the imagery that you're using, it's crazy. So I wouldn't have picked up on it. The other thing is I would probably place it as a decal depending on the asset. Maybe this would be fine because it's so small. You just bake it in anyways. But yeah, be careful with accuracy, I guess. It's important. Man, that really feels like that's been used a lot. Like it looks kind of a little beat up. But yeah, see from this distance, that asset is amazing. It's not meant to be like up this close. Like the resolution of these could probably go down. So 2 4K texture sets. That's some texture work, man. You were once in the army? Well, thank you. Thank you for the information. This might be a little high. I'm not sure. It depends on like how much is contributing to the silhouette. I think the loops in here are too, like, you probably don't need those. Yeah, it looks really nice. And this is cool the way this is being displayed. Like, I would expect it to be viewed from this distance maximum, and it's probably further than that. Maybe in a first-person shooter, it would get this close in your face if you're operating it and it was like right in the camera. I bet you could do 2K textures or less. Realistically, they would probably want you to do this on one texture that's probably a 1024. Maybe a 2048 if it's narratively important to like the single player campaign or mission or whatnot. Anyways, you want to know, so you want to get an internship. I think the thing I would say about this portfolio is it's hard to tell what you want to do. Like, do you want to do weapons? Do you want to do props? Let me read your stuff again here really quick. More modeling than substance designer materials? I mean, I think you're there, other than you just need some focus on like what your, oh, that looks awesome. What your goal is. Props, weapons. Message me on the Discord. I can talk to you more about it. Because I have to keep moving on, but message me on Discord and we'll get to the bottom of this and see if I can help you a little bit further. Yeah, the sticker could be a texture, but it really depends on like, if it's right in front of your face and the character's using it, definitely a texture, and then it's like alpha cutout stuck on the model. All right, onward and forward.